Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm Kelly, and today this is episode 2 on our podcast, and I have here whatever side he's on. I think he's on this side.
They're right. I think. I mean, it depends on which recording we use, but
Oh
hello.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to introduce yourself.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is she not gonna say my name? Like, she's like over here. If he wants to introduce himself, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, I
Yes,
can say your name.
no, actually, you're not allowed. Stay silent, okay? Yeah. I am Tech Taro. I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, on episode 2, I think we're going to be talking about what are we talking
We're
about?
gonna let crap go off the rails. To be honest, we have several topics, and I'm gonna be honest. We're probably gonna get into a lot of tangents and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, without further ado, you want to start us off, Kel? I mean, well, I guess you know what we're talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But first,
Oh
why don't
no.
we do a recap of episode
Okay.
1?
No, we
So
don't have to do
on
that.
episode 1, we introduced both of ourselves. So if you want to see that, you can go to his channel. I'll have it in the description. And so um, episode, like all the odd numbers will be on his channel, and then all the even numbers will be on my channel. So if you don't want to miss out on those episodes, make sure to watch them to the end. I don't know what he's doing, but again, in episode 1, we talked about ourselves, our specialties, our ambitions, and how we got into this industry. So if you want to learn more about us and how we did everything, make sure to go on his channel and watch episode 1, and then come back to this episode, and so you don't miss out on anything, because we would hate for you to miss out and just start on episode 2, because it's not like you want to start a TV show on episode 2 and not episode 1. So that's just crazy. So
I
yeah.
mean, you don't know that.
I mean, yeah, some people do start on episode 2, but I'm like, how do you not watch the first episode? Because then you don't really understand, and then yeah, I don't know. But it's up to
Yeah.
you guys.
I was gonna say that makes sense, but actually, not for episode one. It would make sense for a pilot episode. A lot of people I know
Yeah,
don't watch the pilot episodes, which makes sense. Usually, it's not important.
yeah, but I just tend to watch it, so yeah.
What stuff do you watch, Kels?
Oh, to be honest, I watch a lot of K dramas.
That's
And
fair.
so, I mean, I've watched like Stranger Things and um what oh, Grey's Anatomy, and like all the probably the big shows, not really much like the little shows, but
Wow, are you saying you
uh
hate small content creators slash
no,
producers?
no,
Wow,
no.
that's so messed up,
No, like
guys. Oh, she's
oh
that's really
my.
messed up.
No, like the little like two like kiddie shows
Oh, that's what you
that
meant.
that like yeah. Um, like there's a lot on Netflix, and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch like the larger
Yeah,
production stuff, and so because they're just more interesting and more entertaining that way, and then you tend to learn some things in those TV shows you might not think, but you tend to learn.
I thought you meant like smaller as in like less known, which is why I was
Mm.
like, wow, she's really calling out small series right now. God dang. But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't expect any young adult to be watching those kinds of things on Netflix. There are some good ones though. Like
No, yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you've seen like Inside Job for example. That one's a really fun series. I like it a lot. The jokes are very
Mhm.
smart and it's just very entertaining. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, it got canceled for no season 2, which really
Oh,
sucks.
really?
Yeah, because so far they only had season 1 episodes. There was volume 1 and volume 2, and they were wanting to do season 2. And then bless you. I don't know if you sneezed.
Oh no,
Did you sneeze?
I was dying on water.
Oh, you were choking. I see. I see. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. It's but unfortunately that was canceled. Another thing of um I'm just gonna go on this tangent real quick. But also another series that got canceled is like The Owl House. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's
Oh, I've heard of it, but
Owl
I haven't
House.
watched it.
It's a very good show, very good. It's like I'd say for like the young adult, as not like as like older adults. Like for example, like audiences like Rick and Morty slash BoJack Horseman. Owl House is more for like young adults, and it's pretty good, honestly. I think it's a really good show. However, Disney, I believe when they were in season, I don't remember when it was, but basically the Owl House wanted to have way more seasons and they have much more episodes showing the story of the show. And then Disney said, "Hey, you're not like I think they said something about like you're not making enough money for us, and we're gonna cut the show. We're not. We don't think it's gonna look good for Disney. We don't think it's gonna turn out good for Disney. We're just gonna cancel it." And then there were like tons of news articles about Owl House being one of like the top series that people watch, and then Disney was starting to show signs of feeling bad about canceling it, which is unfortunate because Owl House was a very good show, and they had to rush an ending into season 3 because they couldn't have any more time. So that was just some with like those shows like that. It's unfortunate that a lot more shows are not getting the proper attention slash quality they deserve.
Hmm.
It was a weird tangent from asking you what your favorite show was, but I just thought it was an interesting thing to bring
No,
up.
yeah. And I mean, going back to like the small shows, like
Hmm.
I'll and like when I said I didn't really watch kiddie shows, I like from here to here I'll watch some Disney shows. Like I'll rewatch them because first I'm bored and second it's just fun. But it's also a lot of like people our age tend to watch like some Disney shows and I mean it's not like it's a waste of time. It's just something to look back of what you grew up on and how you're like kind of like thriving today. But
Which shows are you referring to? Like which shows were you?
Disney shows?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I watched Lab Rats. I've watched Jessie. I've watched Girl Meets World. I've watched oh goodness, Good Luck Charlie. I watched Dog with a Blog. Um, I've watched so many more when I was younger, but I can just list that off the top of my head. But those are fun. Um, but yeah. Did you watch any like Disney shows?
No, I literally did not know 90% of what you said. Like what shows? I did not hear about any of them. I used to watch Cartoon Network a lot. There
Oh.
was a lot like regular show, Amazing World of Gumball, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Kids Next Door, Steven Universe. A lot of stuff that was really good back then. It was really good. Um, I don't know. Cartoons hit different back then. I feel like especially
No, yeah.
Gumball and regular show were like gems in my opinion. Gumball was incredibly. I don't know if you've watched those, but Gumball was incredibly funny, and regular show had a really great way of putting like more mature humor into a kids show without it being obvious. It's really good, and a lot of people agree with it. That's really, really good quality stuff. It really is.
No, yeah. But honestly, I grew up on Disney and then my brother
Yeah,
was the one on Cartoon Network and so when he's on Cartoon Network, I would just watch in the background and I kind of got into watching he kind of got sucked me into watching Ben 10 if you heard
that
of
one's
that
good. No,
show.
yeah, I remember it.
I watched it with him and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty funny." And so I like watched that with him and I was like, "Oh, I didn't think I would like it this much."
It's
But I
good.
also watched Steven Universe too, so yeah.
Steven Universe, there were a lot of parts that they could have worked on. Definitely, there was a lot about the
Mhm.
story that was, different. There was a lot of filler that really didn't have. It was too much filler, in my opinion. Um, and there were just some parts of it that really could have been like worked on and thought and put more thought into to make it
Mhm.
produce better. But
Yeah.
it was still a good show. I still enjoyed it. A lot of people criticize it. I still enjoy it, but yeah, there are some parts that could have worked on.
Yeah, I like their theme songs. It's a
It
vibe.
is very iconic. It's very iconic. Like I remember it. I
Mhm.
remember it to this day. I don't remember any other
I have it on my
shows.
playlist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On your Apple Music playlist. That's right. We're gonna talk about that. Speaking of Apple
Oh
Music, guys, this
yeah.
podcast is if you're listening on any of the platforms, they are also on. Well, I'll just go through all of them. They're gonna be on YouTube at Kelly Choi Vlogs YouTube channel, and then Spotify as well
I
as
hate
Apple
you. I
Music.
hate you.
So make sure if you have any other friends that use those other platforms, then that you that you want to listen to and show them a really cool podcast that you've checked out, please do check that out. Although I really don't expect any Apple Music people to be joining in because they're like an endangered species, you know. There's not too many left.
Shoot me
No.
now.
Oh my god.
But if you guys did not hear in episode 1, if you hear like say for an example, I laughed when he said my channel Kelly Choi Vlogs. It's just an inside joke that we have, and so
Yeah.
I don't want you guys taking anything offensive or something, because there are things that he'll laugh that I say or I'll laugh that he'll say, and to just not get too offended, because it's just something we have, like our inside jokes, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, we're not making fun of each other on purpose. So if you guys have any questions or just have any like advice you want us to give you guys, make sure to just let us know in the comments. Or yeah, I think that's the only place you can let us know by in the comments, or you can message me on my socials. But I doubt how I'll check them like often, and so I'll check YouTube comments more than probably like my DMs. And so if you want a question to be on in this podcast, just put in the YouTube comments and then we'll look at it. And we are looking for podcast names for this duo or whatever side he's on. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. And if we happen to pick you, we'll give a shout out, I think. Is that what we said in the last one?
Probably. I mean,
Or
like, if it's their idea, it makes sense to, you know, credit them. Be like, yeah. But yeah, basically, if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss in another future podcast, if you have any questions you'd like us to ask, as well as, like she said, any potential podcast names, let us know in whatever socials. I'm sure we'll be looking at whatever socials. YouTube comments are probably the best, in my opinion. If you could check out the YouTube video and just comment there, that's way easier. If you do anywhere else, we'll try to be there. We'll try to get to it. But yeah, just let us know your feedback for that.
yes. But again, on that topic, if you have like an anonymous one and you don't want your name or whatever your YouTube name is in the comments, and you just want your comment to be answered, you can just say, I want this anonymous in my DMs or something.
How are we gonna do that? Oh, wait. Oh.
Because because I'll have my socials on here, and so
Okay, that makes sense.
they can
Yeah.
just, if they want it anonymous, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Because I understand that some people don't want to have it public, and if they're just not comfortable, so I totally understand. But and if you guys have any topics you guys want us to talk about on this podcast or on any future podcasts, let us know.
Yep. That is true.
But don't get offended if we don't take your suggestions on any podcast names.
No, you should be offended. You should be offended because we just did not.
Nice cop, bad cop. Whatever side he's on.
Good cop, bad cop. No, I mean, yeah, you should feel offended. No, I'm kidding. Look. Anyways. So, would we like to give a peek behind the scene? Oh my god, in the freaking Google Doc notes, we have it labeled as behind the scenes of influencers. Dear God, let's not use that word. I hate that word. Let's just say behind the scenes of content creators. I hate the word influencer. Yeah. Oh, it makes me like shiver all over. Oh, it's so cringe-worthy. Yeah, so come on, Kelly. What describe behind the scenes what it's like when you're making your content.
Honestly, behind the scenes, for instance, when I record my intros, I want to say it takes me a couple times to actually get the one I like, or that's most of the time. But sometimes I'll record it like multiple times and then put it all of those multiple times onto the same editing platform that I'm using, and then just snip out the key parts I like, because some intros I'll say good things and then it turns into a bad intro that I don't like, but I like that key part, and so I'll just keep those key parts and then put it in. But most of the time it takes me a couple times because you won't get it in the first try. If you do, then that's awesome. But for me, I take a couple tries. But for filming like an actual video, I'll I'll film it and then see if I like it or not, and then if I don't, then I'll just cut it out. But I won't have everything in my video. Like if I don't want something to be filmed, I just won't film it due to privacy reasons. But it also just depends on how I'm feeling on the day, and if I want to film a lot, I'll film a lot. If I film a little, it's just because I just have so much going on, and it's just life. Life happens. And so, but for the editing part, for behind the scenes, it it depends on which video you're editing. Say a vlog, if you're editing that, it goes pretty fast. But if you're editing like a gaming video, like I'm doing right now, it takes a couple hours or a couple days because I also go to school, so I kind of have to do my schoolwork and then edit. And so, like this past game that I've been editing, we played this game for I want to say 7 hours, and so I had to cut down a lot of things, and when we like paused the game and stuff, had to color correct, and so that all of that was just a a long time to edit, but it should be coming out this week, so if you should stay tuned for that. But it was a very fun game, but it took so long. Um, but yeah, enough about me. What's your behind the scenes?
Self-promoting on the goddamn podcast. Wow.
It's my
You're
channel.
on the
So
podcast though? Wow. On the podcast. Wow.
hey, it's on my
How
channel, so I'm gonna promote.
how shameless of you. Even on my video on my channel, I wouldn't do that. You shameless woman. How dare you? This is why you're on TikTok. All right. So, moving
Oh,
on.
follow my TikTok. Just kidding. My TikTok's already on whatever is popping up here, so follow my socials. But yeah.
Oh man.
So what's your behind the scenes?
Um, there's three kinds. One is when I'm doing shorts. Shorts is probably the most shorts are the most like short content, like the ones that you find on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. It's the most brainless stuff that I do. I literally find one funny clip or one good clip, I subtitle it, and mostly I'm done. Maybe I'll add something new every now and then, but that's pretty much it. For videos, I'm very, very strict on videos. I like plan it out before I do it. I plan out how it's gonna go while I'm recording it or like producing it. And then while I'm editing it, I'm sort of, thinking a lot about how I want it to look, which is why that ends up in me not posting too many videos. But I want to do that more. But I essentially have like a before, during, and after process with my videos. So it's they might try to make sure that they're really good quality. Just like with Kelly, especially with the gaming videos, they take a little longer because usually I have streams that I record those during. And do you know how long it takes to freaking edit through like a 3 hour, 4 hour video? Like long, like, and even then, like the one that Kelly's doing is like, I think, yeah, like 7 hours or something like that. And
Yeah.
my typical ones are like 3 or 4 hours. It's like, they're a lot. So a lot of times, especially there are some content creators that are more casual, but if you're trying to think about your content a lot, then you're spending time thinking about how you want it to look, that it's a good idea, etc., etc. So you're not just the same person on Twitch playing Valorant every time you stream. Just saying, there are people that do that, and that is okay for them, but if you want to grow and develop as a content creator, you need some ideas. Some people turn Valorant into a really fun, creative idea with different like ideas and topics, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna watch someone play the same 12 match game over and over again and think, yes, they are an innovator in content. That's not how it is. But usually I think about the idea and the execution behind it. But other than that, it's really simple for stream. The most I do is make my bed and I click the go live button. For videos, I just sit at my desk for hours on end editing, and for shorts, I just throw it out there and clip it, and I'm good. But like Kelly said, it's just a lot of time. Especially with if we were doing just this content work, it would not be that bad. But when we have to manage a lot of responsibilities, it can get pretty dicey. So it's make sure to empathize with the people that are behind the camera, because they're doing a lot. They're trying to do a lot, especially like the smaller ones, because we don't have the potential to hire a full-time editor and stuff to do all the editing. Everything has to be done by yourself, essentially, unless you have a friend that will give you free labor, but I really doubt you're going to find that, especially in this day and age. So yeah, kind of veered off the subject there, but that's generally how I get ready, per se, especially as someone that wants to get better as a content creator. So yeah.
No, yeah.
I haven't podcasted in so long.
Yeah. We have the similar ways of how we do our behind the scenes, but like how you said, we have responsibilities.
Yeah.
We also go to school. We also have jobs. Like we can't just be doing this and
We do, yeah.
balling
Did
while going.
you say balling?
Yeah. like you're like financially fine. Like you have to be doing something in order to grow as the content creator.
Did you just say we can't be balling?
Yeah. You know what?
What?
Anyways, but like we have so many
Yeah.
responsibilities that we have to do. So for now, content creator cotton. Why did I say cotton?
I do create
Anyways,
content on a daily basis, especially at the fairs.
anyways, when we wanna. Oh my god, I can't even talk anymore. When we want to create content for you guys, we have to put our school and job first, and then put this.
No,
Because
forget. I'll drop out of college. Screw it. I'll drop out of college, quit my job, full-time streamer. Okay. People who do that, I am impressed by how.
yeah,
I'm not gonna use the word for it, but it's very risky. I know people that have done that, where they just quit everything, and yeah, like there is like a 3% chance that it'll work. It's true, but most of the time, not a good idea. Yeah.
you just want to have a backup plan, just in
Yeah.
case something doesn't go right or just the way you want it. You should have just a backup plan and be like, oh, but I can turn to this if this doesn't work out, or
Yeah.
or vice versa. And so it's always safe to be sorry. And so yeah.
Wait.
It's always better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, I said that right.
No, wait. No, you said something. It sounded weird, right? I wasn't the only one who heard that. Okay, you know
I'm
what?
so confused.
I'll look at the recording later, because it did not make sense to me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
We can keep going.
Speaking of recording,
Oh,
do you
no.
want to tell them what happened in episode
Look,
1?
Episode 1.
Behind the
so-
scenes. This says behind the scenes.
Episode 1. So we recorded and it was very good. We had a great time. We had the videos being published out probably as we speak into Google Drive, so me and Kelly can upload it. It went great. Nothing went wrong, and there is a video being uploaded. So yeah.
Or should you tell them?
Huh?
Should I tell them what happened, or are you gonna tell them?
Tell them what? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're withholding information. Not gonna lie.
Oh, am I now?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what had happened was this man forgot to press record, and luckily I was recording,
She was.
and so I had to give him my recording to him. But he thought that he was recording this whole time. And so that just made it more difficult for him to edit, because I think the background noise wasn't going
there
as
was
planned.
a lot of background noise. It was pretty bad.
But now this time he's definitely recording. We made sure of that.
Yes, yes. I'm wait, just making sure. Yes, I'm recording. Okay, cool, cool.
Oh, okay.
Just making sure.
Ay, ay, ay.
She roasted me so much on this, like so much. I can't blame
It's
you because
okay.
I did tell you that I'm recording, and I just
Yeah, he actually did. He was like, so I was like, okay. No, so he asked me if I was recording. So I was like, yeah, I'm recording. Are you? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And we're just going along, we're just doing our podcast, nice and normal. And then after we do our outro, he goes, so we have a problem. I was like, oh no, what happened? And then in my mind, I was like, he probably didn't press record, or he just lost the footage, or something.
yeah,
And then he's
yeah.
like, I didn't press record. I was like, this dude, this dude.
God, let's go, let's go. But it worked out. See, that's why we're a team. She covered my weakness. I covered hers. It's okay. We're totally good. We're totally good. Yeah. So that's those are some of the relatable. Hold on. Actually, can we do trial and errors? Like, can we segue into trial and errors? Because I feel like that's a good way. We could talk about like trial and errors when doing content. Like, for example, forgetting to rec- forgetting to record.
Yeah.
We could do that. What you got
Yeah.
any like common things that happen that get in the way of like, content? Don't say school, like stuff while you're making the content. Like stuff that happens in
Honestly,
content. Yeah.
I was recording oh gosh, what was I recording? I was recording something. Oh goodness.
It's a TikTok, guys. She was recording a TikTok. Get ready with me to be
Oh,
precise.
I was recording oh my God. I was recording a different podcast. It was like one of my like couple podcasts I've ever done. And I was just so caught up in the moment, and I was like doing like a million things at once. And I had a Zoom, and if you don't know what a Zoom is, it's an audio. It's not the meeting Zoom. It's an audio capturing device where you only capture audio, and there's four different tracks that you can do, and so it literally is like a rectangle box with a little microphone on top.
That's funny.
But I was setting it up, and it was like a podcast of me and another friend, and we're just doing so many things at once because everything was just not going as the time was going as well, and so we were just losing track of time, and we hit record, but we then noticed halfway in, like almost not even halfway, but like even closer to the end, we noticed that we pressed the audio, and it was supposed to be on audio 1, and we pressed it for audio 2, and so it captured audio 2, not audio 1, so you can just hear the muffled, like it sounded like talking with your hand over your mouth, that kind of muffled, and so it was like even pointless to even use it, and so we're like, okay, either we're just gonna scrap it and not do it, or just redo it and just do it a different day. And I was like, why don't we just see, this is just a trial and error, so why don't we just do it a different day? So we ended up doing it a different day, and we actually did do it right. um but that was one of my trial and errors. And so I want to say, don't do a lot of things at once when you're about to record, because then your mind just gets all mixed up and ah. Do you have any trial and errors besides episode 1?
Shut up. Too many to count. One is audio. I think a lot of people know that for the longest time I've been always like working on my audio, trying to see what's perfect, playing with the gain in OBS so much, testing out my mic placements, where I'm positioned, like how loud I am. It's a lot, especially because again, caring about the quality of it. Another big trial and errors is when I'm doing events. having to coordinate. I believe I hosted a Fall Guys charity event in early January. I think it was like January 6th. I don't remember, but I hosted that. For that event, I had to reach out to 49 people, and like 49, like DM those people and like contact, and most of them like I got into contact with. Only like a couple didn't even answer. So a lot of them I had to spend even more time like conversating with and like trying to convince them to join the event. Um, and that was a big hassle having to reach out to that many people. One thing that really annoyed me was we were in the we had a full roster, right? 6 teams of 4 for the Fall Guys, and in case you didn't know, Fall Guys has max of 4 players in each team. So therefore, I was kind of annoyed when one of our members was late, and I see her on her Twitch stream. Not gonna say names because I'm not that much of an asshole, but she was on her Twitch stream, and she knows that she has this thing today. And in fact, I text in her chat and I messaged her on Discord, hey, like, there's a Fall Guys event today. Where are you? We're starting in a few minutes. And she's trying to look for a Valorant 5 stack. That pissed me off. When like making like content events, that pisses me off when people are that disrespectful to the point where they like apply and like they register and they're good and they just don't even show up. I hated that. That was a major It was a major hassle, that's for sure. And it threw off a lot of the plans for that. Luckily, it turned out fine. One of my friends in chat managed to fill in, but that's a big issue with like, making live stream events, especially between like other streamers. Streamers are lazy as hell. I'm just gonna say it. Streamers are lazy. So a lot of times they won't even bother to reach out and like communicate. And that's annoying when you're trying to make collaborations between people. Other than that, other trial and errors. Editing is one big thing people don't talk about enough because it takes a long time. Like the work for editing, at least the work for editing is something that I feel like you can get sick of a lot easier than any other work. Because you're kind of playing the same video and just going through and like, if people like there are people that enjoy video editing and they make like really really good productions, which is totally good. But for me personally, I get very like I have a short attention span. I can't be like looking or editing at the same video for like more than a few hours on end. It just sucks and I get burned out very easily. So that's a big error. Plus, I think just getting myself to implement content ideas. Like for example, one idea was I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Stone, the anime. I had idea with my friends to essentially have a video where we remake the soda that they make in that show. Because it's a show about people that are like, the whole world's turned to stone and they're trying to recreate civilization. So I'm like, how about we have a video where we're making the soda. I proposed that idea 2 years ago. And I've never done anything with that yet. So implementing ideas, you can have good ideas, but it takes a lot to actually like take that first step and implement it. So yeah, those are my common trial and errors. It's honestly not the biggest stuff in the world, but they can definitely get in the way of what you need to do if you don't make that step towards, progressing towards it.
No, yeah, absolutely. And like when we're on this topic, like when I was editing a vlog that I was gonna upload, I don't know what happened. Something went berserk and I lost everything because I was like almost finished to edit and and I was like, this is a big trial and error for editing, and I had it all almost done. I was just gonna watch it again to make sure I didn't leave anything or that I didn't want in the video, and everything just wiped out. I couldn't find any folders. I couldn't do anything. It was just gone. So I was like, well, this is either a sign to just do another one, or just maybe this was just not meant to be, and which is totally okay because vlogs are just a daily what you do in the life. And so I was like, I can just film another day of my life. It doesn't have to be this one. I wasn't like super sad about it, but it is something that I lost, and so that is one editing trial in there that I had. And so yeah.
think we may have misinterpreted. I think both of us did this. We kind of just trial and errors mean like trying something and trying to get it to work, you know?
Oh,
I think we definitely misinterpreted it, but I think it's easy to link what we've said into that. I kind of thought about it as you were giving yours. I'm like, I don't think these are trial and error. Are these trial and error? Those are struggles, yeah, but they're not trial and errors. I think if we were to connect really quick, I'll connect mine real quick just so it's just because it's at the top of my head at the time. But for like editing, it's trial and error to learn how much time to put in at a time. You know, like for example, editing for an hour, take a 30-minute break, go outside, drink some water, do something healthy with your life instead of editing at a computer, etc. For ideas, that trial and error of getting yourself to slowly like, okay, how can I get myself to implement this idea? Maybe try small steps. Maybe try recording the video on one day and editing it the next day, or making the plan and set up so that the next day you can completely do it, or setting it in different time frames. Those things I'd say were the trial and errors for me, like slowly chipping away and like making yourself solve those errors, like getting burned out from editing or not implementing your ideas. But I don't know if you're able to connect your struggle to a trial and error standpoint, Kels.
can for the editing part, I would say to if you're almost done with whatever you're editing, I would just save it just in case, and then you can just open it again and so just save it, and then you can watch it, and then see if you want to edit anything out, and then go back into that editing, and then either add something or take something out, and then save it again, and then you can just upload it without losing it. But with the one I said in the beginning, I would just make sure, like, before you start your podcast or video you're doing, to make sure your audio's in check, your camera's on and recording, and both audio and recording. Or I just said that very weird.
Yeah.
Both camera and audio are recording, and so I would just double check everything before getting fully started, and then so that you don't really waste your time, because I literally wasted, I want to say, an hour because we were just doing this podcast, and so not this one, the one I said in the beginning. Um, I just we couldn't do anything with the footage that we had because all you see is our mouths moving, and there's just no, you'll just hear them muffled, and so it's like no one wants to see that. No one will enjoy or get anything out from it. So just double check and just save your work, and if something bad happens, you still have it. And yeah.
Nice. We got some good trial and errors from us. Or,
Yes.
you know, at least the best way we could connect it, honestly, a lot of times it's just, I feel like a lot of things, if I just don't know about it, I just try random things until it works. So there's
Oh
honestly a
yeah.
lot more examples outside content, but that would be a whole nother podcast at that point because there's so much stuff that I don't know about. And my way of learning personally is trying different things and seeing what sticks.
Hmm.
Usually that's what I do because I'm like, might as well try it. Like, what's gonna happen? Yeah.
Yeah. And like even if you're a really well-known content creator or just a beginner,
I'm sorry. I'm just
um
imagining that there's no way someone well experienced is gonna be watching this.
no. I'm just saying if you're like a really well-known creator or a just a beginner, you're still going to be learning things along the way.
Oh
You're
yeah.
not just because you're well-known doesn't mean you know everything off the topic. And so even though like uh,
Just because you're well known doesn't mean you're talented.
yeah. Oh,
Guys, I don't know. I
no.
heard Kelly say that's what I heard.
No.
That's what I heard from Kelly. That's what I
Just
heard.
no, just because you're well-known doesn't
Doesn't mean you're
mean
good at at what
you'll,
you do. Doesn't mean your content's good. Doesn't mean that
I'm done.
doesn't mean
I'm done.
doesn't mean that your content and videos are actually like appealing to people. You just got lucky.
What I'm trying to say, you're just going to keep learning along the way. You're never going to stop learning. Okay, next topic.
Oh my god. Okay.
And if, just a disclaimer, if we're both laughing and one of us, like, if we make our, like, small, tiny joke that you guys don't really understand. And we like, for instance, I kind of looked annoyed. I promise you I was not annoyed. I was just joking along because he obviously knows that, or he obviously knows that I am not annoyed at all. I just that's what I always do every time he makes a small joke, and so he of course knows that. So just
Do I though?
just a disclaimer.
I like how you're defending me, and then you're like, I'm like, are you sure about that?
Okay, maybe I no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But anyways, are we good on that topic, or is there something you want to add, or
I think we're good on that one. I'd say so.
okie dokie? Let's see. Just a reminder, if you have any Q&A stuff, we'll do that at the end. But there won't be any Q&As on the first and second episode. But if you do have a question, or
Oh, it's backwards shit. It's backwards. Okay, don't worry about it.
or if you do have a question or advice that you guys want us to talk about on a podcast, put it into the YouTube comments. And if you want something anonymous, like you don't want your name out there, but you want your questions answered or your advice or just anything, you can let me know in my DMs. Just make sure you say, I want this anonymous something to be told in your podcast. And so, yeah, that's just a quick reminder.
I just sent you
yeah.
a thing real quick. This was the thing I was gonna show on stream. You could on video. You could also put that in your video on YouTube. That's what I was gonna put up before.
I'll put it right here. This is like he.
Yeah. So I was trying to show that to the camera, but it was unfortunately inverted. So.
Oh, and for the audio people that are just tuning in.
Oh yeah,
their
that's right.
Spotify
You
or
losers.
Apple Music. He programmed on the calculator and said,
That's so fancy.
She hates me, which I don't.
Wow.
What the heck, dude?
She said it's so fancy. Programmed it. I just clicked buttons. What do you mean? I didn't program crap. I just did alpha letter. Thank you for making my accomplishment seem way more impressive than it was. So.
But anyways, yeah. So you can find our podcast on Apple Music, YouTube, and Spotify, just like he said.
Yep.
Not too long ago, I think. Yeah. Or towards the beginning, somewhere.
Yeah.
But do you want to start off the next topic?
Yeah. So it says it's in our notes here. We could talk about daily things, life, or just things in parentheses. I don't really know what that means, but I guess we could just talk about like
what's going on in our lives.
Yeah, I say so. For guys, we're not professionals at this. We literally whipped this up at like 12 a.m. one night. Okay, so just live with us. But let's see. You ever, actually, I'm just gonna change it to it feels weird how things have passed so fast. Like, I feel like that's also a relatable life thing that people notice. Like, for the majority of people in our age, we're in college. Doesn't that feel so weird?
Honestly, yeah. I feel like I feel like I still should be in high school.
I feel like I'm a dumbass still. Why am I in college? You kidding me? Like, I can't manage freaking being an adult right now. Are you kidding me? I'm freaking 19. What is this?
Honestly, I feel like when you should be turning, like they say 18, you're legally an adult. I feel like that should be when you're 21, because 21 you get to start drinking, make dumb decisions.
If you're not alcoholic, guys, you're not an adult. Just saying that.
But what I don't understand is, to rent out a rental car, you have to be 25.
That part does suck, yeah.
You're able to drink at 21, but you can't rent a car until 25. Like, that still doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Because you can literally make a stupid decision and get a DUI at 21, but can't get a rental car at 25. But you can rent. Okay, this is a life hack I learned.
Oh no.
You guys should not do this. Disclaimer. But
okay.
If you do need to rent a car, just rent a U-Haul, like a pickup truck, because you can do that at the age of 18.
Let's go. Don't know why. I'm driving that U-Haul to Disneyland. Let's go.
But yeah. So I don't understand. Like, you can sign your life away at age of 18, start drinking at 21, get a rental car at no, sorry, you can get a U-Haul truck at 18 too. Rent cars at 25. You can book hotels reservations at 18.
That is
Like, you can
funny.
do a lot of things at 18, but not rent a car at 25 or rent a car at 18. I don't understand. Like, you can get your driver's license at 16, your permit at 15, but yeah, I don't
You
know.
gotta wait 10 years to use a car that rents. That's just how it works. You need 10 years of driving experience.
Yeah,
Well, almost 10. Ah,
but yeah.
it's a fun little it's a fun little thing that you that you rented on. Honestly, I don't blame you though. Like it doesn't make sense. Like 25, because when we were driving the rented vehicles to like far away, that's what we would do too. But like we wouldn't. My sister and I would not be able to help drive legally,
Yeah.
but because of that rule. Which again, I would not recommend you do this. This is more as a do as I say, not do as I do.
Just listen.
Yeah, yeah. But like I'd be fine with just driving illegally a little bit because don't want to make my dad drive like 10 hours straight for no
No,
reason. So like
yeah.
we try to, the chance of something going wrong is probably not that bad. If there's a police officer watching this, no, you're not. Okay, you're not. Just don't worry about it. Just walk away. I have a couple grand in the back. We can just give that to you, and you can go on your merry way. Yeah. So speaking of cops, you ever gonna stream 911 operator sometime, Kels?
I mean, if you guys want me to, I can.
You're gonna stream that?
That was the very first game that I purchased on Steam, and he can vouch for me. I don't know whose recording I'm using, so I'm just.
She played that crap in our college. We were in college in like the study room, and she whipped out her laptop and just started playing 911 operator when I was just studying, and I'm like, what the frick is she doing? Well, no, I was
I mean,
editing, but
no one was stopping me, so.
well, yeah, okay, obviously no one's gonna go up to be like, hey, you're not allowed to do this. But I'm just like, it's so weird. You go to a college study room and you whip out the freaking 911 operator.
Yeah. I was playing it. I played that game a lot before I got more games. But
She's a game
if you
addict.
guys if you guys want me to stream that or make a video on no, I'm probably gonna stream it. I'm not gonna make a video about it.
Oh yeah, well you said you streamed a year ago, so where'd that happen, huh? What happened
If
to
you guys
that?
want me to stream it, I will. I'll stream it for you
When?
guys.
2024?
If I get a lot of votes of me streaming that game, I will stream and then stream more games.
Oh yeah,
But if you want,
sure.
if you keep wanting just like gameplay throughs, like the game that I just edited and is gonna be ready for you guys soon, I could keep doing that. But I do have a couple other projects in line to edit, so that probably won't be in the top of my list. Because I have me and him have played a couple games that we recorded, and they're very long games. Let me tell you, I'm not saying they're just 1 to 3 hours. No, I want to say they're like 10 hours because the last game we just played, or the one I'm editing right now, I'm not gonna say the names because I don't want to give any
Among
spoilers.
Us.
We didn't play Among Us. But anyways, the game that I just edited right now, it was about 7 hours. The next one I want to say is 7 hours again. And
They take
then,
long periods of time. They definitely do.
yeah.
Especially the story ones.
And so it's, yeah, the ones that are storylines are going to take forever. And so they're on the top of my list. But the podcast is for sure on the top. And then it'll venture off into these other projects. But if you guys want me to stream, I will stream. And I have another game in mind that I would stream if you guys want me to stream. So, if you guys want me to stick to videos, just let me know. Or if you want me to stream, I will stream for you guys.
Yep. Yeah.
So, give me that motivation if you guys want me to stream. But yeah. But so far, I've just been trying to find my audience. And I pretty much found my audience in YouTube. but I finding my audience in my TikTok, and so I've just did a get ready with me, and a lot of people seem to like that. So I'm probably no, not probably. I'm gonna do more because I actually had so much fun recording that, and so yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Um. Oh, I'm trying to think. I had something I wanted to bring up. It happened recently on the internet. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, did you hear? Like, I think 3 to 4. I think 3 to 4 streamers were banned on black streamers were banned on Twitch.
Yeah, I heard
Tyson
about
at
that.
Bruce Bad. I think it was Bad Boy Bruce. I forgot his name, but like Kai,
No, I got an email about it
3 of them got
from
banned, and I'm like, huh, this is
yeah.
not looking too good considering Black History Month is like in 4 days.
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, February, right?
Yeah, February. So it's like in 4 days, a little over that.
Yeah. Holy crap.
I saw that on my Twitter, and I'm like, what? That's very bad timing for that happening. Do you know more
Did they
about
do
that?
something?
I
Oh.
don't know.
Oh, okay.
I looked into it. I think one person said that the Bruce guy might have gotten banned due to like ban evasion. Like I think he was like I think you're like actively doing band evasion, but I haven't looked into the subject as much. But it is something I heard about recently, and I'm like, regardless, like that it doesn't look too good for Twitch. Not gonna lie, that they
No, it does not.
yeah, doesn't look too good. I I don't know. It's man, I don't know. The internet's been really weird the past year. There was a whole lot of drama, especially in like late 2022. I'm not gonna go into it too much because it's like from a long time ago. But in general, I think streaming is the streamers are getting a lot more controversial. Let's just say that. It's gonna be fun if someday we end up being big streamers. That would be. I remember. Oh, actually, I remember talking to Kelly because she plays Minecraft more than I do, to be honest. And I told her, I'm like, hey, if you hypothetically became like a big Minecraft YouTuber and you were invited to join the Dream SMP, would you do it? And what was your answer again? I think at first you said no, and then you qualified and you said it was because of the drama, right? I think.
Yeah, I I mean there's gonna be drama everywhere you
Yeah,
go,
especially at that level.
but I I honestly I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would accept it or turn it down.
I
I think it just depends on what I think is best. And if it's best to join, probably join. I'll just go with my gut feeling. But it would be cool to be in it, but from dreams past dramas, not
Yeah, but
the best.
realistically though, think about your career, right? Realistically, who would
Honestly,
decline that? Like, can you
I
really
don't
think
think
of
I would.
you really think of any person who would decline? That's like a huge opportunity. You join the Dream SMP, your viewers go up by like tenfold. Like, it's a very good like once you're in the Dream SMP, your career like skyrockets. So
Yeah.
when you said like you might decline it, I'm like that would be impressive if you were like because I cannot imagine anybody decline. There are probably some, obviously, but most people, I feel like if they're wanting to become a big content creator, joining the Dream SMP is something that is like a no-brainer. Like, do it. It's like if someone were to say, hey, like here's this like really cool job for like for any kind of position that supports the public, any kind, and like hey, you could become like a manager, like a CEO, like yeah, who would turn that down? It's great, yeah. I had to choose my words very carefully on that one.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hey, do you want me to use the word? That's right.
No, no, it's okay.
Exactly. I'm holding my podcast partner at gunpoint right now. You guys just can't see it, especially for the audio listeners.
I promise you he's not.
I
His
mean,
his hands aren't even on camera, so it's fine.
shouldn't that be even
But
worse though? Because they can't see what my hands are up to, so they don't know what's going on. Like,
true.
I think it's worse. Suki, which one?
But
Put my camera a little lower.
um let us know where you guys are listening or watching this. If you're watching it
Let
on
us know your
YouTube,
coordinates.
let us know if you're watching this on YouTube or just listening from Spotify or Apple Music because we want to see um, which one is getting more listeners than viewers or more viewers than listeners. So we just want to see the analytics, and so yeah. But don't forget to comment the questions you have, the topics you want us to talk about, advice, um, possible podcast names for us. Um, but these are all just the names, particularly, are just suggestions. But just please do not get offended if we don't pick yours. It's just we just want to see what you guys come up with, and then if we just happen to pick your guys's or your comment, we will give a shout out. And in future podcasts we'll have some guests. So, but that's
Potentially,
more
yeah.
in the future. So, um,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it pretty much is. I think we are up for time right now, so
Oh, I always do this now. So,
yeah.
if you listen through the whole podcast,
Oh yes, yeah.
I I give you a big thumbs up for that because not a lot of people will listen to a whole podcast and just skip through. But if you went from beginning to end, there's going to be a special word somewhere in this podcast. So if you and I'm not going to say when the special word's coming up, but if you find that special word, it'll say special word and then the word. Comment down below, and then I'll see who is worthy. No, just kidding.
We should
but
say the special word like somewhere in the podcast, like during the
oh.
podcast, you know? Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, if you put it at the end, they're just gonna skip to the end.
No, the special word's gonna be just pop up in any clip.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Um, but I will do that in the future.
You just should
So
you see a shitty sans serif font just like at the top corner, like popping there for like a couple seconds. You're like, oh, there it is. It'll be so underwhelming.
but make sure you
Uh,
but our audio listeners won't see the special word.
yeah, I was gonna say
Anyways,
so. You'll figure it out more later.
just for this one, the special word is gonna pop up on the screen somewhere. If you do find that special word, comment down below, and I'll shout you out on my channel, because the next one is gonna be on his channel.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I hope you guys like this, and I don't think we're doing a quote today, but in future but just for this one, I won't do a quote. Just look for that special word and comment down below. You guys have a lot to comment for this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It was super fun, like always.
Yep,
Do you have
yep. I
anything to
think
add?
nope. I think we're ready to go. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, or morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And we'll see you on the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much to our lovely,
Yes.
lovely Kels for joining us for this podcast today, even though she's a co-host. But I'm saying this just to be nice. Yeah, so thank you guys so
Oh
much.
my goodness. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching or listening to wherever you guys are. Please smash that red button where it says subscribe and give us a big thumbs up. Because I think if you give us a thumbs up, it changes colors. I think it'll change blue because right now it's gray and so or white, and so if you click it, it's gonna turn blue. So if you want to see that animation, just click it.
Yep.
And so yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.